What's going on, man? Back again. We're in the shop with it today. Trying to get these rear coilovers in, man. I went ahead and installed the brackets on one side, drilled out a couple holes in it, and it's actually looking pretty easy, man. Let me flip this camera around, show y'all like how I drilled these holes out and installing these little QA1 coilovers on the back. So I went ahead and installed the lower adapter bracket and the top bracket, which it mounts up pretty easy, but you gotta actually add a screw to this corner right here with a 5/16 pilot hole, and this one's a 1/2 inch pilot hole on this one, which this one was kind of off a little bit, so I had to drill the hole a little bit bigger to make it fit, because it's kind of weird trying to angle this, so you know what I'm saying, I had to do it like that. But it's back on there now. Now all I gotta do is figure out how to mount the shackles and where I want to put them, because it gives you like a range of adjustment to go down or up without using the shock. So I think I'm gonna try to mount it center. We're 25 inches from the ground up right now, and I want the back about 2 inches lower. So we're gonna try to get it down to like 23 inches once we get this bracket and the shock in. So right now I'm about to loosely mount the shock, and hopefully in loosely mounting that shock, I can actually figure out how to adjust these. So I got everything in and kind of loosely mounted at the top and the bottom. My shock's all the way at 0. I haven't tightened this up because I'm just gonna loosen it all the way down. I gotta put the anti-seize all over it and then spin it back up. Right now everything's just loosely in, and what we're gonna do is, once we get the other side built, the instructions say that you need to kind of shake the suspension down first anyway before you tighten it. So that's what we'll do. But I think I'm actually just gonna tighten it, the suspension up, the shock itself, and the bracketry. That way, you know, when I let the weight of the car down, the bolts will be tight. I don't like bend the brackets or anything like that. So we'll tighten all that up and get these tight. And then I think the adjustment comes in where these brackets are, but I'm kind of in the middle. So that should bring the car down about 1 inch as I was reading online. So got this one in. I need to get this side torn apart and the coilover on, and then we'll go ahead and get all this set with the anti-seize around all the threads, and then run them back up to where it'll be in there and I can spin this up. I don't have my coilover wrenches right now. My wife's supposed to be bringing them to me. But anyway, y'all see it. We got one side in. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. The worst part is actually just taking the old stuff out, because you gotta lower it down so far, and then getting the top bolts off is kind of terrible. But anyway, let's finish getting these on, and then we'll try to get the height adjusted correctly. And I'm gonna sand all this down too, so y'all won't have to worry about this being all nasty. These are coming off and they'll get powder coated yellow. I'm gonna do all the underneath suspension yellow. This will be black. I think I'm gonna just sand this down and then hit it with the rust inhibitor, where it'll turn it to usable metal. It's not even rust, it's just surface rust. So all this will be brand new. These are gonna change out. I was gonna change them today, but I forgot them at home. So that'll be another video, get these swapped out. Anyway, let me continue putting this together, man. So after, man, I've been at this for, I probably said a good 2 hours, man, trying to get it right. I got this one pretty easy, but I realized when I was trying to mount this one, I had the bracket in backwards. So yeah, needless to say, you should read the instructions a little better. But right now, everything is in. We got anti-seize in the threads. I think we're gonna add a little more anti-seize, and then I'm gonna try to get it adjusted to where I want it. I know they say you can adjust it even better from these spots, but a lot of the cars I looked at are sat in this spot and they adjusted from the shock to get the right spot. So I was at 25 inches. I wanted to be 23 inches when it shook down. Everything good. I got all my bolts torqued, top to bottom. Everything is looking good so far. I'm just gonna adjust these up a little bit and then set it down and kind of measure it out. And once I get it all measured out, then I'm gonna lock all my collars down, because I wanted, like I said, 23 inches is good. It was at 25 to start. So hopefully everything will turn out right. and they look good too. This actually was pretty easy. And I want y'all to know the B-body Caprices are the exact same as this. Even though they consider the Brougham a D-body, it's exactly the same thing as a B-body. The B-body is just a little shorter than this car. So if you're looking for coilovers or anything, even the sway bars, all that stuff is the exact same as the B-body, which I found out. So I may end up calling QA1 and actually seeing if they can get me a powder coated yellow set of stabilizer bars, because I don't want to, even though I like the originals, I wonder what it'd be like with a QA1 powder coated yellow, because I think when all my new drums, they'll be powder coated yellow. I have my calipers powder coated yellow. Even all my, suspension body braces, all this stuff will be powder coated yellow underneath here. And I also found out one other problem with this car. I think it's starting to have a little bit of a head gasket leak, so probably gonna have to get that took care of, man. See if my dog can do it for me down at Miller Brothers Automotive. They're the only ones I trust. I don't feel like taking this thing apart and messing with it, so I may have him do it, do my intake and my head gasket on it, and just go from there, man. It's like I said, the car is coming along great. I'm really, really enjoying it. We just want to make sure it's roadworthy and good. So, yep, we're gonna try to get that head gasket looked at. Intake, which, oh man, they're not that bad. So that's why I'm just really enjoying it right now before I put it in the shop for a little bit. So, anyways, let's continue on putting this back together and get it on the ground and show y'all that final product of what it looks like. I do got to get all this cleaned up. It looks like crap, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna get all this cleaned up, man, and make it look good underneath here. So we back on the ground, and y'all can see I'm still about 25 1/4 from the trim, so I need to get the back of this down. I'm gonna try to get it to right at about 24 inches off the ground. So that's pretty funny. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna undo the shackle. Since you can make adjustments from the shackle, undo the shackle, and then see if that gets me down to that spot I need to be at that 24-inch mark. So let me get this up one more time and get the shackle adjusted, and then bring it back down and see if we're right where we need to be. And then I can go get this thing cleaned up and get out of here for the day. Got it adjusted again. And we are just a little bit outside of where I want it, but I ran into a problem, so we may end up having to go back a little higher, because when you get down, as y'all see, when it comes down, it rubs just the back right there just a little bit. I could, since I'm higher, actually past everything, I could take that and roll that out, kind of just get it knocked out of the way just to fit. But oh man, this is just a nightmare. I should have just got some damn one-off built wheels if this was gonna be such a problem, but we're completely clear over here. Solid right there. This side is fine. It's just this driver's side that's really the issue. So I'm gonna try to roll out this driver's side upper area and just trying to see if that'll help just give me the clearance I need, because I only need about 1/4 inch and I should be good. So hopefully we can get that done on it, and then because the stance is perfect where it is, so let's try that and see what happens. Man, so we back at factory ride height in the back, because still can't figure this out. But hey, one solid is I got my coil springs on, my coilovers in the back. So if anybody wants some coil springs for their car and some shocks, hit me up. I'll sell them to you. The whole set, 50 bucks shipped. You can have them. I mean, 50 bucks you pay shipping, you can have them. Man, I really want to get this thing squatted today, but it ain't no big deal. It's actually kind of got a little tiny bit of a squat, but I wanted a little bit more. But it is what it is, so We're gonna take it, clean it up, and then kind of drive it and let it settle in, do one more adjustment and call it good. So we'll cut y'all back on once we figure this out. Pull it out, man. It's been so cold in the shop, man. It's frosting my caps, man. We got AC in the shop, so that makes it a lot better to work on. Man, I had to get it back to the factory height of where it was, about 25 inches for now, till I figure out another way to get that situated. But we're just gonna keep grinding on it, man. I drove it around to make sure it settled down, and it's right about where it was. So rear coilovers on. I was gonna do the lower legs, the trailing arms, but man, I forgot them at the house. So that'll be something else that I gotta attack soon, put those on. That may help it, you know, with new bushes. It may center everything up and help me be able to squat it. But man, this thing is, I'm telling y'all, man, it's having this car, man, gives me motivation to get up every day and make something happen. Go harder, man, when I'm at work, so I can actually enjoy this car and put money into it and not really worry about anything on the backside. So that's why I've been really pushing myself harder and harder being a tech. Y'all are tech, you know what it is, the flag hours. So when you get in there, some days you don't feel like doing it. Some days you do feel like doing it. But here lately, every day, since I got this, I've been feeling like doing it every single day so I can actually do this, what I'm passionate about, building old cars, spending time with my wife and my kids, and just making life as wonderful as it can be, because you only get a short time to do it, and I'm gonna do it to the fullest while I'm here. So I appreciate y'all for hanging in there with me on this video. I see the rear coilovers is in, the squat ain't there yet, but it will be soon. So we'll see y'all in the next video, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we out.